Tonight on Evening. The Northwest entrepreneurs making you smarter.
I believe that all kids are born with a natural entrepreneurial instinct.
From Venture Kits for Kids to the company matching your skills with volunteer experiences around the world. Plus,
I'm Michael King in Seattle. You can become, yes, you can become a basketball superstar. All you got to do is say peace.
A chew toy that makes your good dog a smarter one. Evening and Started Seattle presents Started Up. Now, here are your hosts, Kim Holcomb and Saint Bryan.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the show once again from Galvanize. It is a co-working space in Seattle's Pioneer Square.
Yeah, this is the perfect space for us to do a show about the new Seattle startups that are making us smarter. Because, in addition to being a great co-working space, Galvanize is also a learning community where students, entrepreneurs, and companies come together to solve problems and inspire each other.
One thing they won't teach you here, though, is how to shoot a basketball, but Michael King found a local startup that is teaching people how to do just that.
To be a truly great shooter, you can practice for years like I did. Or you can get one of these.
Green, green, green. I was like, I got something. I had like a little secret. I didn't know what to do with it, right?
But Larry Peterson did know.
Every time I get a kid to try this on and he makes it, that look on his face is like, oh. There you go.
He says he can't go public yet about the interest he's getting from the NBA, about his tiny contraption that wedges in between your fingers. The peace shooter puts players in a perpetual peace sign, which he says is the best position for the best shot.
There you go. Perfect. Was like, uh-oh, I gotta quit my job. And I put everything into this. Like, I've sacrificed everything for this.
It turns practice into a game to get the green.
There you go. Green light. If he wants that green light, all he has to do is get that elbow in, and then all of a sudden he's not fighting against a coach.
The little light turns green if everything's lined up right at the start.
That's how you get the green light every time. Just get it right in front of you. Boom, boom.
And again at the finish.
Green.
It turns red if the shot's not right.
What was that? Red? Red.
This lifetime baller was cut from his Ballard High team as a senior, but he never gave up the game.
Something about the ball going in that rim is just magical.
The peace shooter was a solution for his own shot first.
I'm supposed to be the shooter on my team, and I was missing, and I could not figure it out. I was like, well, maybe I'm drinking too much coffee, maybe I had the wrong cereal. I didn't know what it was, right? And so I came up with this one little clay prototype, took it out to the courts, and it just went in. And it just kept going in. I kept making the shot.
These kids in the gym all tell us it works.
That's much better. That helps a lot.
And Larry hopes one day the entire basketball world will be seeing green.
You can shoot out here, three-point line, same thing. Green.
I can't think of a basketball player that wouldn't at least want to try the pea shooter out.
Yeah.
Larry said Seattle's like the perfect place to try to invent something like this because he got a lot of support in the community.
Sure.
And thought maybe, you know what, he'd give it a shot.
Give it a shot.
So to speak.
Nice joke. By the way, the Peace Shooter is now available for pre-sale. But you know, Saint, it's not just first-time inventors who are launching startups. Sub Pop founder Bruce Pavitt has recently come up with an app that will make you smarter and cooler.
All right, I'm already listening, and Jose Cedeno is already standing by with more.
Have you ever heard a song that you love so much, but you wish you can make some little changes to it? Well, this app will help you to do that and create your own remixes without necessarily being a music producer.
HSTEM is making music interactive. So instead of just listening, now you can remix music like a professional.
Our interactive music format and mobile remixing platform is geared towards super fans, those fans who really want to engage with artists.
Pounds in the fridge, white t-shirt, tray pound on my head.
We have over 50 artists, most of them from Seattle.
It's the circle of love.
I think it's for fun and for education. I remix music myself, so it's really cool that there's an app that lets you do that. And then like to let people have my music and be able to like toy around with it, and people who are experienced with remixing or non-experienced. I'm just excited to see like what kind of flips people are gonna do on it. And I might even remix it myself because the app is really fun.
To be able to have a platform that could potentially connect artists to fans in a way that's
really never been seen before. What I do is I create a song, and in a song there's a whole bunch of different layers. You have your kicks, your snares, your melody, all your different elements in the song. And we create these things called stems, hence why it's called 8 stems. So what they do is essentially track out the songs. So the artist that's featured on the website will then track out their drums, their melody, the bass, and all these different elements. Then I, as a fan, can come to the app and then pick apart the song and reorganize it in whichever way that I please, creating a new sound out of an already created sound.
While the rain outside is cutting through the porch light.
As an artist, I would use 8stem to connect with fans on a deeper level. When someone opens up your project in 8stem and they dig into it, you know, they're going 6 feet deep as opposed to just giving a like on Facebook or a stream on Spotify. It's really cool. I've used it a couple times and I think it's incredibly intuitive.
Thank you, Jose. You can download 8stem on your iPhone for free in the App Store. We have put a link on our website. We know lots of kids talk about wanting to become a doctor or a baseball player or a firefighter when they grow up, but you don't hear many of them saying, I want to become a CEO.
Yeah, but a pair of Northwest entrepreneurs want to change that, and they have come up with a fun way to introduce kids to business world skills. Venture Kits.
What do you get when you let a bunch of kids loose in the kitchen with a big bowl of chocolate and a bag of pretzels?
We might need a paper towel or something.
If you guessed a mess, you're only half right.
How did it get on there?
Leslie Feinzeig says with her educational toys, Venture Kits,
I think it's sprinkle time then.
You're also training future entrepreneurs.
I like to think of the learning in Venture Kits as the hidden broccoli I put in brownies. We hide lessons, but the kids don't even realize that they're learning because they're just having so much fun.
It is fun!
Each Venture Kit comes in a colorful box. There's art auction, talent show, and treats to go, which teaches kids how to start a baking business.
Step 1, make a menu.
The kids follow the venture plans.
Step 2, calculate recipe code.
Step-by-step instructions.
Step 3, menu market research.
That teach the kind of business skills all entrepreneurs need.
How many chocolate chip pretzels would you like?
What we're really trying to do here is get kids to open up and go out into the world and kind of not be afraid of trying something new, even if it's scary, even if they fail. The worst that can happen is that they try again.
As a Harvard MBA who's held leadership roles at Julep, Big Fish, and Microsoft, Leslie knows what it takes to be a business leader, but it's her role as mom to Dora that's inspired Venture Kids.
I believe that all kids are born with a natural entrepreneurial instinct. I see my daughter trying to learn how to walk, and she learns like an entrepreneur. She gets up, she walks 3 steps, she falls on her butt, and then she tries again.
Hang on, wait, whoa!
The chocolate-covered pretzels are ready for delivery. And suddenly, what might have seemed like a game of make-believe actually results in real money.
Thank you. This is $11.
Startup veteran Marguerite Svensson likes what she's seen so much, she's joined Venture Kids.
So I like to say that I want my 6-year-old to develop the same skills that I have to use every single day as an entrepreneur. Things like taking initiative and building resiliency, figuring out how to solve problems. We hope to make this just a really fun way of going about that.
Do you want to buy a pretzel?
So we saw Karina and Katie showing some leadership skills there, right?
Yes, indeed.
Venture Kids is hoping to get boys and girls to play side by side and then inspire girls to possibly create startups in the future.
I am all for that. I also need to know how many chocolate-covered pretzels you ate during that shoot.
I ate just 1.
Really?
But it did cost $1.
Okay, good to know. By the way, Leslie is also the head of Seattle Female Founders Alliance, and their goal is to get more startups that are led by women funded.
Ahead on Start It Up, a dog toy that doesn't just play with Fido, it makes him smarter.
So in essence, we basically are inventing a computer for dogs.
And a Seattle startup aimed at making you and the world kinder through experteering.
Swing and a miss. It is gone. Look out! The grand slam. Boom, stick, baby.
Watch the Mariners light up the sky on Sounds of Seattle Fireworks Night on Friday, June 2nd at 7:10 against the Rays. The post-game fireworks celebration will feature music from Jimi Hendrix, Heart, Pearl Jam, and more. For tickets, pop on over to Mariners.com.
It's Domino's. I have to go.
Looking for this?
Yeah.
Order and track your pizza with Domino's Tracker.
At U.S. Bank, we believe one small change can echo throughout an entire community. That's why we proudly support, invest, and volunteer in communities like yours. Because the changes we make today
Can you hear me?
shape the possibilities of tomorrow. U.S. Bank, the power of possible.
August 5th at Tulalip Amphitheater. Kenny Rogers on his final world tour with special guest Linda Davis. Reserved seats are on sale now, available at the venue box office and Ticketmaster.com.
Toyota time means it's time to go places. Enjoy your new Camry. It's what Toyota's NASCAR teams drive.
Oh, I know.
During the final days, get $2,750 cash back on a 2017 Camry, or 0% APR financing plus $1,000 bonus cash, or lease a Camry SE for $179 a month. Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back to Start It Up on Evening from Galvanize in Pioneer Square.
Well, pet toys are going high-tech. This next Seattle startup has a product that won't just give dogs something to chew on, it also gives them something to think about.
The PupPod is the first toy designed to increase doggy brain power.
It's pretty revolutionary. There's nothing in the market like this.
Kirkland's Eric Idis developed the toy. It uses lights and sounds to keep dogs busy.
It's a multi-level puzzle game for dogs.
It looks like a Kong toy on the outside, but what's inside is what separates this from a run-of-the-mill chew toy.
It sounds kind of nerdy, but if a dog could invent a computer, what would it look like? So in essence, we basically are inventing a computer for dogs.
A computer that dogs can operate with noses and paws.
The toy works over Bluetooth with a smartphone. Your phone will beep and tell you to provide a treat. Basically, if anybody's heard of clicker training, this is like clicker training the human to give treats at the right time, or if the pet parent doesn't want to be the dispenser, then we have Bluetooth dispensers and you can automate the process. So we can keep making the game get harder so that the dog's always challenged.
Eric's pooch, Ollie, is a level 5, a PupPod ninja.
You're doing great, Ollie.
A busy dog is a happy dog. This toy can actually help stop behaviors like chewing and barking.
Separation anxiety, all those kinds of things can be benefited by doing these types of activities.
Dogs don't need any special training to pick it up.
I've got a puppy about 9 months old, has not interacted with the toy as yet.
Even though Kyla has never seen a PupPod, she quickly figures out how to make it work. Eric's biggest challenge bringing PupPod to market?
Figuring out how to get people to buy the product, because we're so focused on the dog as the user, but unfortunately dogs don't have any money.
You, not your dog, can find it at PupPod.com. It retails for $179. Eric has already sold out his first production run of this smart toy that makes smarter dogs.
I think my favorite part is seeing the reaction from people who didn't even imagine that this was possible.
Eric actually developed the PupPod prototypes using tools in a MakerSpace, which is actually pretty similar to what we're about to show you.
That's right. There's a special lab at the University of Washington that helps startups and students learn about using laser cutters, 3D printers, and much more. Here's Abby Grimmett.
Gadgets and gizmos galore.
We do a little bit of everything.
This is UW's CoMotion MakerSpace.
You can do anything you want here at the MakerSpace, you know, from hobbies to maybe you have an idea, but you don't know how to get started. We provide all the resources here for you.
Resources like 3D printers, laser cutters, and even virtual reality workshops are open not only to startups.
They use our facility to prototype some of their the things that they're making or the things that they're trying to get to the market.
But also to all UW students, regardless of their major.
We have people from the arts, from architecture, from music coming in and learning all of these things.
And you don't have to know how to use all these tools to make the most of the space.
When I first started here, all I knew was sewing, but I felt so encouraged and empowered by my peers and coworkers to learn all the other things that we teach here. I feel like I've really been able to master and teach those things to my peers as well.
Chloe has used her new skills to create elaborate cosplay costumes. She used a 3D printer to make these accessories that otherwise would have been too difficult or tedious to make by hand.
If you can get involved in a space like this, it's really helpful because to have a sense of community that supports you and always wants to learn more is very exciting.
And it's that sense of community that CoMotion Labs hopes to keep building.
I think that when you really have a community here, more people are willing to come in and engage.
Because more opportunities to learn and create means more people can find a way to make their ideas a reality.
Thank you, Abby. Although the Makerspace is used by students and startups, there are regular public events where you can check out all of the tools that there are to work with.
Stick around, we've got more Seattle startups making you smarter coming up.
If you've got the skills, they've got the spot. This Northwest startup can match you up with a volunteer experience almost anywhere in the world. And real-world advice for entrepreneurs from the founder of Seattle's Startup Grind, coming up. Follow King 5 Evening on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for exclusive live broadcasts, extras, and giveaways. It's your direct line to Team Evening and the best of the Pacific Northwest. The Kirkland Company, making happy campers one trailer at a time.
We want people to go out and enjoy the world.
And how squash is helping troubled kids bounce back.
Nice shot.
Evening, tomorrow at 7:30 on King 5.
You feel better about the food on your table when you know the meat is sourced from family farmers and is spiced using handcrafted seasonings. That's why our family is proud to provide the variety you want at your deli, including no antibiotics ever and organic meats. This is what we were founded on. Because at Dietz & Watson, we've always believed in quality above all else.
It's the final days of Mattress Firm's Memorial Day sale, and your last chance to save up to $1,000 on Beauty Rest, Serta, and more. Beauty Rest queen sets as low as $499.99, only at Mattress Firm.
Lee Johnson Chevrolet has done it again. 0 down and not a dime out of your pocket. Choose from the 2017 Chevy Cruze for just $199 a month or the 2017 Chevy Malibu for just $239 a month. How could you lose? And if you're credit challenged, our great team of professionals will get you financed. We're just off I-405, exit 18 in Kirkland, or at leejohnson.com.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Papa Murphy's Law of the F word. No, this F word. Here's the deal. If it comes from a freezer, not fresh. Box, not fresh. Bag, not fresh. Fresh means vegetables that start the day as whole vegetables. Cheese that's grated from a block, not poured from a bag. Fresh means we don't even have ovens, because you have an oven. So you can feel good about feeding it to your bingo. Tonight, home bake a large signature Hawaiian. Just $10. Papa Murphy's.
Instead of driving to your old bank, waiting until you can sit with the banker and filling out all those forms, you could have already opened a Capital One checking account and started using it. With Capital One, you could open a straightforward checking account in about 5 minutes from anywhere. No fees, no minimums. That's right, 5 minutes. Welcome to Banking Reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Welcome back to the show, everyone. Well, one way to sort of break out of that 9-to-5 rut is to take your skills on the road.
Yeah, there is a Seattle company that can match your expertise with a volunteering experience almost anywhere in the world. It's called Moving Worlds. When Jamie Van Horn was looking for the next challenge in her busy career, she wanted some international experience, and she wanted to make an impact.
And so I wanted to take, essentially instead of an MBA program, I wanted to take about, 6 to 8 months and really do the travel and get the first-hand experience.
With the help of Seattle-based Moving Worlds, Jamie soon found herself experteering in Buenos Aires. What, you might ask, is experteering?
Experteering is literally just the combination of the words volunteering and expertise, but I think it really represents this bigger idea of giving what you're best at in a way that helps make a sustainable change and also helps you grow as a person. Colombia and expanding to India, correct?
Mark Horoshovsky is co-founder of Moving Worlds, which has been described as a combination of the Peace Corps and an online dating site. The #1 reason people seek an experteering adventure may be to see the world.
But a big one that we see probably the most is this idea of, I want to find purpose, right? What makes me come alive? And what type of experiences help me feel that?
Since 2012, Moving Worlds has helped more than 500 people go experteering. They've shared $7 million worth of skills with social impact organizations.
But more than just matching people to projects, we guide them through all the necessary steps to plan a safe trip and also use that experience in a way to reflect, to grow, and use it so that when they return home from their experteering trip, they can continue to build on that experience.
Looking back, Jamie says her experteering adventure changed her life and the trajectory of her career.
If somebody has the opportunity to take the time and spend a few weeks even, but especially a few months, really immersing themselves and volunteering for an organization, I think it not only propels you in a new direction, but it can really be life-changing for that organization as well.
If experteering sounds like something that you would like to try, you should know there are costs involved, but some corporations like Microsoft are actually picking up the tab for their employees.
That is very cool. And here's a sample of some of the opportunities. Cameroon is looking for an expert in fundraising and marketing, and India is looking for someone who can organize vocational training for women.
Got an idea for an invention or business startup? The people and places you need to know about to get started right after this. The Kirkland Company, making happy campers one trailer at a time.
We want people to go out and enjoy the world.
And how squash is helping troubled kids bounce back.
Nice shot.
Evening, tomorrow at 7:30 on King 5.
Toyota time means it's time to go places. Enjoy your new Camry. It's what Toyota's NASCAR teams drive.
Oh, I know.
During the final days, get $2,750 cash back on a 2017 Camry, or 0% APR financing plus $1,000 bonus cash, or lease a Camry SE for $179 a month. Toyota, let's go places.
Let's see what happens when Wi-Fi becomes X-Fi. Welcome home. This is your home temporarily. With Xfinity X-Fi, you can actually personalize your at-home Wi-Fi experience.
You not only get the most Wi-Fi coverage throughout your home, but you can manage that network. So you can see which devices and which people are most active.
Let's say it's bedtime for the kids. You want to shut off their devices, you can control that.
Fantastic. Yeah, we don't have any of this stuff.
Get started with a special offer on an X1 double play for $69.99 a month for a year. Click, call, or visit an Xfinity store today.
There is a place like no other, where a walk down Main Street can feed you.
Blah, blah, blah. Hey, the name's Rocket, and I need your help. The Collector has trapped my friends, the Guardians of the Galaxy, in his weird freak show. Check it out. This is the joint we're in, and we need you to help us break out. Got it? Good. Now move it. I gotta go.
Here, there is magic for days.
To take advantage of this offer on a Volvo S90, visit your local dealer.
The King 5 Newsroom. It's always buzzing, with more ways to get informed. King 5 and Kong. 2 channels, 1 trusted newsroom.
called an accordion in Spanish.
Accordion.
Little Big Shots moves to its new night, tonight on NBC.
Oh, that's nice. I'm so glad we could fix our problems together as a family. It's like an episode of Blackish.
Welcome back to Evening from Galvanize in Pioneer Square. Well, do you have an idea for a business, startup, or an invention? There are some people that you can connect with to increase your chances for success.
One of them might be the inventor and founder of Seattle Startup Grind, Michael Grabham, who shares his secrets of success with our own Jim Dever.
So we've been learning about people enhancing their skills and different innovations that can help them do that. But what about the skill of taking an idea and turning it into action? What's the best way to get started there?
You know, it varies with everyone, I think, a little bit. The main things to remember is you can't do it on your own, so you're going to have to, you know, get help from other people. Go online, listen to podcasts. I mean, there's hundreds of podcasts about entrepreneurship, meetups. There's workshops all over the place, from General Assembly, the CoMotion Labs. Go to the Start at Seattle Facebook page. We're always posting resources, of information about how to start things, right? So there's lots of places you can go. You just have to take the initiative to ask.
Yeah, initiative, I think, is the key word. A lot of people get great ideas and then they just sit on them. They think, well, the time will be right for me to act on it. Or maybe I don't want to share it because someone will steal my great idea. Yeah. But the great idea that is not acted upon is basically wasted, right?
Yeah, that's right. So here's what here's what happens a lot of the time. You know, Jim has a great idea. He thinks about it for 6 months, maybe a year, maybe 2 years.
You know me very well. That is how it works.
So then you're like, oh, okay, now what do I, but pretty soon you lose the initiative, you lose the enthusiasm, you lose the passion, you start to lose all that stuff, and it just goes away, right? If you have an idea, you know, start sharing it with people and asking questions. Where can I learn more about this, or where can I learn more about that? And I can almost guarantee you that people will point you in the right directions, because there's just so many resources.
Cut me in if you're really successful. Cut me in.
Thank you, guys. Want to be featured on a future Started Up special right here on Evening?
It is easy. Just send an email to hello@startitseattle.com. Thank you for joining us, and good night from Galvanize in Pioneer Square.